This is not a mentally safe space. Social media is supposed to be where we gather, share experiences, connect and express ourselves, for better or for worse. I don't remember the last time it was for better. Look at this comment. Like, what else could you be possibly trying to achieve? The Oxford Dictionary has officially named ragebait as the word of the year, which in one sense, yes, but in another sense, it's called the word of the year. Ragebait is too weird. This has to be intentional. Have you ever seen a video so stupid it ruined your morning? I read this Substack by Kent Lindsay about how virality has changed over time on the internet.
In the early years, things went viral simply for being funny, heartwarming, or intriguing.
Except for some obvious exceptions, going viral has always been in good fun.
And then, of course, came rise to the prank video. Now, the fundamental thing about pranks is that for them to look real, the victim can't know that they are about to happen. Falling down compilations turned into viral stunts that started discourse, and this content told the line between cheeky and exploitative, and more often than not.
That's exactly what was thrilling about it. But in this constant world of changing algorithms and the fight for our attention spans, the ways we've evolved to grab attention on the internet have shifted. This isn't even some niche problem now. You've seen it, you've heard it. Every single social media feed feels hostile now. And if you have a heart, you want it to stop. Good luck. Ever since the companies evaluated that your attention is worth more to them than your sanity, everyone's been doing batshit crazy lengths to grab it. They will do literally anything to break through the noise. I don't know if you've seen those ads of some guy playing a video game and he's so bad at it, and it's like, why would you hire some guy to play your game if he's just gonna be so bad at it? Like, I probably could download this game and do better than... Audiences can no longer be like wowed or inspired or changed by just anything. If we are going to pause scrolling, we have to be enraged. Like, this is not a mentally safe space. Every hour I'm on the internet feels like a constant recreation of this graph, where I'm comfortably sitting in the middle. And like, I know what's happening, but it's still working. I took a screenshot of this tweet a couple months ago, and it's been living in my gallery because I keep waiting for the day where it won't be true. And that day is not coming. Now almost every platform is Twitterfied. Like, you have the cooking video where they intentionally mess up to get your attention, and you have like the mobile game app where they are playing so bad that you want to download the app. So like, you make the app, why are you playing it so stupidly? Even talking about ragebait risks becoming ragebait. I've been looking for an image that looks like what it feels to use the internet nowadays. And I think none captures it as perfectly as this one. Now that there's bots and AI generated prompts like all over the internet, it feels like my only options browsing through are like interacting with the one rare scarce picture of a friend I actually know in real life, because nobody is posting anymore, or to interact with Slop Talk if I want an actual genuine human interaction. It's going to be ragebait. And no, I'm not gonna be a Puritan. Like, when somebody actually deserves it, there's nothing more freeing in the world. But ragebaiting is such a normal response to everything now that like, I genuinely can't even tell when I'm being ragebaited anymore. We've normalized nonsense and we are paying for it with this. Half the time I'm on the internet, I have to be telling myself like, this is bait, right? I mean, even with the rice post, I get what you're doing. But what's the fuck? Am I the problem? Like, is this normal for everybody else? This is not a mentally safe space.
I saw this post as well where he titled it "Black is Beautiful," right? But the text of the video is asking why racism exists. And in this context, it's like,
you know, even if you thought they were ugly, racism would still be wrong, right? I literally can't tell. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to comment back, because I can't tell if he's genuinely misinformed or if he's just trying to bait me into leaving an outrage comment. Do you see the issue here? Even doing nothing makes me angry. And it becomes so exhausting when it seeps into our inner lives. Like, let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna share this text message exchange I had with the person because I feel like it encapsulates what I'm talking about very perfectly. So this person, stranger, I've never even seen her before. Apparently she knows me from my other campus and she goes to church. And she reaches out to me asking me this. So I tell her it depends, right? Because I mean, first of all, last minute, blah blah. I don't need to defend myself. It depends. And then she hit me with this. Did I fucking stutter when I said it depends? There's this word called nuance, like I don't think you've heard of it before. And yeah, I feel very justified about my stance on this, but then I started to realize that this isn't something I would have been angry about before. I'm starting to get angry at things that I used to not get angry about. In so many small ways, this rage bait is seeping into my life. You see something stupid, you type a paragraph, you hit send. Or no, better yet, you send it to a friend and you guys have a discussion. Oh, how can somebody on the internet be this stupid? Like, and then after you share a laugh and you feel better. Congratulations, you just worked for them for free. Welcome to the outrage economy, where companies would rather you be angry and spending than happy and discerning. What the fuck is my light? Anger gives a stronger dopamine spike than amusement, and I don't want to go into the whole neuroscience of this, but I know that you know from experience, outrage is so much easier to trigger than joy. You know when you're having a shitty day and like you're trying to think of something to make you feel happier, you remember how hard it is to think of one solid good like joy moment. But when you're having an amazing day, all it takes is one person's stupid ass opinion to get you like riled up. You almost have to make a conscious effort to not get upset.
Hi, Editor Pa here. So I've actually done a bit of research. Apparently, your brain prioritizes high arousal emotions. Joy is nice, but it's low arousal. It just makes you content. It makes you put like the phone down. Anger is high arousal. It triggers the fight or flight response. Your brain literally thinks that you are in danger of losing status, so it keeps you glued to the screen to win the fight.
You know that feeling where a teacher asks a kid a question, then they get it wrong, then the teacher asks you the question, then you get it right, and it's like, damn, I'm bigger, I'm better. I think we're all suffering from a mass addiction to feeling superior. When you correct a stranger online, your brain releases dopamine because the signal starts. You aren't just correcting them, you are proving that you're publicly smarter than them. Allegedly. Okay, I read all this from a Wikipedia article, so don't come. The feeling is addictive. Like the algorithm is just your dealer. Your ego is the junkie. We aren't just addicted to anger, we're addicted to feeling right. And the biggest issue is that I don't know how to fix this. Remember that church text that I showed you from earlier? Like, I wasn't mad because she was wrong. I was mad because she didn't see the nuance in what I saw. I wanted to feel smarter than her. That's the addiction. It feels like the only way to stop all this is to like just stop using the internet. And that sounds like such an easy solution, but you're wrong. When we, like the good guys, when we all decided to leave the internet mass exodus, all we've left on the platform is the cesspool. And by doing that, like this global village, we are losing nuance, we are losing sympathy, we are losing the ability to let things go. You know, actual patience, real conversations with a real life human being. Guys, what you consume becomes what you create. When I started making an intentional effort to watch all this high cinema and read all these old classics, yeah, it was boring, but I could feel it start to seep into my brain. All of my ideologies, my thoughts, my day-to-day conversations, I could feel it forming part of my identity. We are what we consume. When I stopped using my phone for a month, I missed the convenience of so many things, like being able to order an Uber and have it arrive in 5 seconds, or being able to make payments with my phone. I missed all of that. But the one thing I didn't miss, social media. So the fact that now it's back to the top of my screen time, it's kind of sad. If everyone is angry online, then being angry is no longer an emotion. It's like our personality. And the internet rewards you for being the loudest version of yourself, but it becomes so exhausting when it seeps into your inner life. And I'm not going down like this. I'm going to fix this.
I saw this Reddit thread where someone said, just stop engaging with rage bait. And yeah, technically that works. Creators need engagement, so if there's no engagement, they will stop making that content. But the algorithm feeds us so much rage bait that you can't really blame people for taking the bait. It's not our fault, it's the system. These creators are so obsessed with the numbers or the money that the only way they stop making this content is if nobody interacts with it. I still think we can fix it.
At the start of this video, I said that this was not a mentally safe space. Let's change that. Peaches of pie. Time for a lesson with Professor Pie. Yes, welcome. I know you all missed me. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Susie. That's so romantic. Okay, what we're gonna do today is very simple. We're gonna play a game. I'm gonna get Paul up here. He's gonna say a couple of actually controversial opinions. We came up with them together, you know, we were thinking, what do we agree on that's controversial to most people? And if you actually disagree with any of them, those are the ones Paul came up with those ones on his own. Okay, but the catch is I want you to truthfully engage with these opinions in the comments. If you don't actually have an opinion on them, like, I'm not forcing you, you can just ignore it. But you know, if you want to know more, you could ask Paul like a civil human being and he's going to explain himself to you. And if you still don't agree, you can leave him to his wrong opinion. He has a lot of those. Okay, now Paul, get in here. Thank you. Okay, so let's not get angry. Engage, don't react. Please. Opinion 1. Pineapple on pizza, like, it's just righteous. You should pour the milk in before the cereal. It's the only way that makes sense, and everybody doing it the other way is a psychopath. Anime, oh boy. In every world, dubbed anime is better than sub. Frozen 2 is a much better work of art than Frozen 1. Taylor Swift's worst album by far is Red, and it's not even close. 6. Audiobooks do count as vegan, and everybody who says otherwise is just a puritan. And 7. I'm never gonna give you a... what? If rage bait thrives on us reacting emotionally, then the only counter is for us to practice natural, calm disagreements. When you don't understand someone's comments, instead of rushing to insult them, just ask. Usually when you ask people to clarify what they mean, okay, I mean, it's the internet, so but like sometimes when you ask somebody, they will just explain themselves, and they will leave you an actual explanation that could like broaden your worldview. And if you still don't agree, they are entitled to their wrong opinion. You just have that insight now. It's literally a win-win scenario. And ignoring them will definitely make you feel better than tweeting this. I don't think the Reddit approach is the best, where people just form like circle jerks of like communities and in groups where they all believe the same thing, because that's not how the real world is. And I think that's part of the reason why people have so much anxiety like even expressing themselves in public now, because they are so used to being in a hive mind society where everybody agrees with their point of view. I think that's the complete 180 to this hostile internet environment that we've created right now, and that's not a good thing. When I was doing the research for my AI video and I stumbled on r/my-boyfriend is AI. These people, you would think this entire subreddit exists just to rage bait people like me, but that's not possible. With Reddit, if you disagree with something, you just downvote it and then it goes like into the ether. So I was forced to come to the realization that there's people who exist on the internet who may disagree with all of my opinions. And like, obviously, yes, in the world full of 8 billion people, there will be at least a group of people who do not agree with you. I know, shocking. The solution isn't to leave the internet. It's not to block everybody who you disagree with. It's just to choose what deserves your energy. If someone is clearly baiting you, just scroll. If someone has an actual opinion that you disagree with, ask questions, engage. And obviously, sometimes, yeah, by the nature of it, you will be baited. But the minute you realize you're being baited, don't crash out and like, just ignore them. That's what I'm doing with the professor segment. Like, these are actual real opinions. Disagree if you want, but don't rage. Like, talk to me. One positive thing I noticed about this whole thing is under this post, obviously, yeah, this guy got baited. But right underneath that, I saw this reply, and that's just fucking funny. There's still normal people out there. This is Elon's Twitter. If people exist here, they exist elsewhere. Rage baiting as a concept isn't necessarily all completely bad. It's something that we used to do for fun, but all these companies realized how much profit they could be making and they just turned the dial up to infinity. The problem isn't that the internet is angry. It's that we don't know where to put that anger. And I feel you. I don't know where to put that anger as well, but whatever we decide to do, we shouldn't be taking it out on each other. We've done this before, so let's do it again. In the comments, share something random about your day, your favorite song, what you had for lunch, literally anything. And when you see that somebody else has done that, just leave them a nice reply in the comment. Like, leave them a nice message. Just spread a positivity, right? Making a positivity chain. I still see comments under my old video where people are wishing each other a lovely day, and it's so wholesome and heartwarming, and I love it. And I love if we could do that like for more people. You know, I like internet theory. Michael, I know you watch this. If nobody else watches this, we'll do it amongst ourselves. It's not sad. It's actually very cute. I'm gonna do you one better. This is a mentally safe. This is a mentally safe space. So comment any of your opinions. Don't. Okay, I know this is the internet, but don't be freaky. Within reason, share something that you believe in that you don't think most people would agree with. And when you see someone have an opinion that you don't share, engage, don't react. If everything is rage bait, then nothing is. And at that point, we are just getting angry at each other for dopamine hits. And I think that's kind of sad. And we all deserve better than being angry for somebody else's profit. We might be angry, but we're not stupid. TLDR, next time we see something that's pure rage bait, just scroll. Unless like you think it's one of my videos that you think that, but then don't scroll. Please. I swear mine are different. Okay. Toodles.